Ask any navvy what the hardest part of building a railway is.
What's a
and they often
navvy?
say the grading. This is when the land is altered to accommodate the needs of a proposed line, whether it has to be flattened, raised, lowered, and so forth. This is a time-consuming process and can be very difficult depending on the terrain.
Is that guy
So the workers
smoking?
on the
Really?
Arelsdale Railway were positively keen when they learned they didn't have to worry about any of that. Thanks to the preceding Mid-Sodor Railway, the region had already been modified accordingly. Aside from repairing some bridges and removing a few trees, most of the work consisted of just replacing the track, which was pretty straightforward. This was how they were able to reach Arelsdale so quickly. While this was going on, the ballast mine was being constructed. After the line reached the site, they spent the next few months installing the necessary infrastructure, and on April 1st, 1968, the railway and the mine were open for
That's
business.
a lot of
Yes,
trucks.
my buffers, you gentlemen work fast. We had a similar setup on our old railway, so this is nothing new. But this is fizzling fireboxes. I can't believe we're still running a passenger train.
He's still not
Don't
used to
worry,
it.
I spoke to Mr. Mannering and he's going to take you off passenger duty soon. Really? How soon? Next April Fools! Oh, you got me. Well done. Now that's it. You know the deal. What deal? Back on our old railway, we had an arrangement when it came to April Fools. We would only play a single prank on each other, and I think it's time to change that. Like you said, Bert, this is a fresh start. Don't you dare! One is already too much. Yes, as much as I enjoy having a laugh, I think it would be best if we stuck with the current system. Fine, then so will I. For now. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Rex, what are you planning?
He's up to something.
Nothing, I swear.
Sure you are. Sure you are.
Are you planning something? No, but it'll be so much fun making them think I am. You can be real devious sometimes. Only sometimes. I'll have to work on that. Oh, hello. Good afternoon, madam. This isn't a pedestrian bridge. For your own safety, I must insist that you leave. Yeah, sure. Sorry. I just wanted a better view of the river. My husband's a fisherman. I was hoping I'd be able to see his boat from here. Have you spotted it by any chance? It's called the Silver Krill. Can't say I have. Oh dear, he should have been back by now. I'm sorry about that. I'll keep my eyes open and let you know if I see anything. Thank you. I'll be on my way then. Goodbye.
That's a musician. And there's the house.
It was such a depressing tune. Me and my driver were nearly reduced to tears. And you say it came from that old house opposite the school? Who would live in a dump like
Oh,
that?
so it's
And what
playing
sort
that?
of dump
I thought
like
that was
has a
background
piano?
music for a second.
I don't know, but if I never hear that song again, it'll be too soon. Getting back to the missing fisherman, have either of you seen his boat? The Silver Krill? No. What about you, Mike? Nope. Maybe he got shanghaied by pirates. That's not funny, Mike. His wife looked really worried. Understandable. The best we can do is keep our eyes peeled for the vessel.
She ended up playing the background music.
Morning, Bert. Oh, hello, Aiden. How are you? Better than you, it seems. Why the long face? I just heard this rather sad music coming from the Fletcher house. Is that it? The one opposite the school? That's it, all right. It's the home of my old music teacher, Mrs. Fletcher. Why would she live in such shabby
Mrs. Fletcher's the
conditions?
name.
It's her choice. Just about everyone's offered to help fix up the place, but she prefers to keep it as is. She wants her husband to have something to do when he gets back. Is her husband a fisherman aboard the Silver Krill? Ah, so you finally met her. Not me. Rex has. He found her standing on the bridge looking down over the river. Waiting for her husband as usual. Even after all these years, it still breaks my heart. What do you mean
He's dead.
by all these
Oh my god,
years?
don't tell me. Whoa! Damn.
Damn it. Sorry, Bert, I have to take care of this. I'll tell you the whole story later.
Someone's clumsy. Her husband died, didn't he? Oh, she's still looking.
Mrs. Fletcher? Yes? Don't worry, I'll stay off the bridge. I'm sorry if I got in the way of your mate. No, that's quite all right. Rex told us about your husband. I wanted to ask if he's returned yet. No, he hasn't. I hope he gets back soon. There are some loose floorboards in the kitchen that need fixing, among other things. If you like, ma'am, I could ask some of our workers if they'd be willing to lend a hand. I'm sure they already have. They're mostly locals, aren't they? I even taught a few of them the piano when they were young. Was one of your students named Aiden? Aiden O'Hara, yes. All thumbs, but he tried his best. I see. Well, thank you for your time, ma'am. I'll be on my way now. And I should move closer to the riverbank. I want to make sure my husband can see me properly.
Oh. Don't tell me he's dead.
She was Aiden's teacher? Maybe it's just me, but I thought they were about the same age. So did I. Perhaps she's discovered the fountain of youth. It might also give her a light touch. When she walked away, she didn't make a sound. Bust my buffers. I didn't even realize that until you mentioned it just now.
Is she a ghost?
Something very odd about that woman. And after what Gordon told us, I think she's a couple of chords short of a symphony. Why?
Is she a ghost?
Say, we mentioned the silver krill when he was here earlier. Turns out he knew about it. She disappeared back in 1941 alongside her captain, Horace Fletcher. They launched a massive search but didn't find a wreck or a survivor. He was declared lost at sea.
Damn, I knew it.
That's awful. So she's standing vigil for a man who will never return? That is heartbreaking. More like pitiful. How can someone be so daft as to waste their life?
Oh, come on, Rex.
Mike. Grief affects everyone differently. But you
Yeah,
can't
come on,
go
Mike.
it, or you'll end up, well, like her. And I'll be sure to tell her that if I ever see her.
Don't.
You will do no such thing.
Yeah, do not do that.
If you do come across Mrs. Fletcher, you will offer your condolences. And if you don't, her husband won't be the only one lost at sea. Understood? Yes, Bert.
It's not gonna end well.
Mrs. Fletcher, I take it. That's right. Nice to meet you. Mike, is it? Yes, Mum. And I want to offer my condolences over the loss of your husband. So you believe he's gone too? Don't you, Mum? If I did, I wouldn't be waiting for him. With all due respect, Mum, that's a mistake. Why? Because
Oh,
he
no.
vanished, what,
Mike,
27 years
stop.
ago? Have you
Mike,
ever heard of someone coming
no.
back after being gone that long? No, but that doesn't mean it hasn't happened. Maybe not, but it is highly unlikely. You're not doing yourself any favors by wasting away here. Is that what your husband would have wanted? When he comes back, I'll ask him. I appreciate your concern, Mike, but you don't need to worry. I have all the time in the world.
Well, at least you took it well.
Rex, get the gangplank. I was thinking more the cat o' nine tails. I'm sorry, I lost my temper. The sheer delusion, it reminded me of Matilda. Yes, watching her crumble was bad enough. I don't ever want to see that again. So you're going to try and save Mrs. Fletcher? If I can. Don't bother, Mike. We've all tried. Aiden, what are you doing here? I promised to tell you the whole story, didn't I? So what do you know? Her husband died at sea in 1941. He sure did. I was 8 years old when it happened. I remember the whole town mourned his passing. Of course, his wife took it the hardest. She stopped teaching and would spend hours every day standing on the riverbank, certain her husband would come back. And at the end of those days, she would stroll home and
R.I.P.
play sad
Andreas.
songs on the piano. This went on for weeks until her house was bombed during the Blitz.
Oh, shit.
Blimey, some people have all the luck. It's a miracle she survived. She didn't. She died that night. Aiden, are you saying...
She really is a ghost?
Yes, Bert, I am. All right, you're either late for this April Fool's or early for the next one. Regardless, I'm running you over for that sick joke. I'm not joking, Mike. It's true.
She really is a
Spend
ghost.
more time on this island, and you'll learn ghosts aren't exactly uncommon. Is that why nobody
Not
told
wrong.
us about Mrs. Fletcher? Yeah, we've all gotten used to her around here. And it's not like she causes problems. I'm guessing you've all spoken to her. Does she come across as some howling banshee? No, she comes across as a woman that needs help. And like I said, we've all tried, but she's determined to stay. We've resigned ourselves to that fact. I think you should
Paranormal
too.
activity.
He was right. This island does have a history with the paranormal. Did you know about Mrs. Fletcher? Did the Sodor chaps? Yes and yes. On behalf of everyone, I'm sorry for not telling you. I guess it wouldn't have made much difference. It still burns me up. How could someone waste their life like that, even if it is eternal? Love makes us do foolish things. Don't I know it? Damn that woman. You're taking this rather personally, Mike. Is there a reason for that? Yes. Back on my old railway, I was friends with this local girl named Matilda. She was such a sweetheart. She was engaged to a soldier who went missing during the war.
Oh.
Matilda was so certain he would come back. She held on to that belief right up until we came here. By then, she was so hollowed out by sadness that I hadn't seen her smile for nearly 10 years.
Damn.
Mrs. Fletcher reminds me of her. Perhaps you should try sharing that story with her. Maybe if she sees a parallel to her situation, she might move on. It's worth a shot. What have we got to lose?
At my work.
She never found anyone else? Others were interested, but she turned them away. She turned everyone away. And she hadn't smiled in 10 years? No. How long has it been since you smiled? A lot longer. Mrs. Fletcher, do you enjoy living like this? No, I don't. Then for your own sake, move on. Horace could be waiting for you right now. Why don't you go to him? Because what if he's not there? What if I miss him here? If I ever see a ship called the Silver Krill, I'll shout out to its captain, "Your good lady has moved on. Go find her." That's what you'll say? You promise? I swear.
It's time to go, man.
All right then, it's time for me to go. Thank you, Mike. But before I leave, one last encore.
Damn. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Even the house. Oh, God. At least she moved on. You did good, Mike. You did good.